Hi everyone, we are excited to have you here in today's fun-filled learning session at YOLO. Here is a quick look at how you can submit your work after the class. As a first step, go to live.yolo.com. You can use any browser to access this site. On this page, you will see a list of all our classes. Scroll down and you can see the Submit Your Work button. And then you will see a list of the classes that you've last attended, which could, for example, show the dance or craft or science experiment classes you've attended recently. Next, it will show you the list of children whose names are registered in this mobile number. Choose your name from this list to submit your work. For instance, if you are Satvik Kumar, choose that name. And then choose the class for which you would like to make your submission. For example, if you've attended the New Year's Masquerade Party session and you'd like to make the submission for this class, click on the Submit Your Work button below that. And then upload the photo you've taken. Choose the image from your phone and click Submit. You can scroll down and view all your past submissions and see how many of your friends or peers have liked your work. You can also see others' work and like their work to inspire your friends. If you want to showcase your work on social media, that too is very simple. Click on Share, copy the link and post it on Instagram or Facebook or any other platform of your choice. Just a tiny reminder, your submission looks a lot better if you could click a photo in the landscape mode rather than the portrait mode. Do not forget to tag us at YOLO_app. I'm eagerly looking forward to all your submissions right after this class.
Hi everybody! How are you all doing? Good? That's great. Very good. I hope you have got your friends for today's class. Yes, because you're going to have lots of fun in today's virtual class. Yes? That's good. So, do you all know which class do we have today? Science. That's right. Very good. And do you all know what topic we are going to cover today? Yes, we are going to learn how plants make their own food. And do you know what process that is called? It is called photosynthesis. Now, let me tell you one very important thing. During the process of photosynthesis, plants don't only make food for themselves, but they also generate oxygen and release it into the atmosphere. Isn't that great? That's how we get oxygen to breathe, fresh oxygen to breathe. Yes? Okay, so I think without wasting any time, we should get into the details of this. Yes? Oh, that's great. So I'll just take you all through a video and let's get started. Okay, so can you all see it? Yes? Great job. So today we are going to learn about the amazing process of photosynthesis. We learned photosynthesis, right? What is it? I told you that in the start. It is the process by which plants make their own food. Good job. Now, when we take a look around in nature, it is an absolute treat to our senses. Why? Because your eyes feel calm, your mind feels fresh, right? So it's an absolute treat to our senses. We all enjoy the colors and fragrances of plants, but we seem to forget about their important contribution. Yes? Now, plants are an absolute necessity for life on earth. You all would agree with me. Why? Because we eat plants. That is right. But why? There's another important reason. Plants are the ones who make oxygen and release it into the atmosphere. So they're very, very essential. Okay? It is so because of the process of photosynthesis. Now, let's take a closer look at the plant that shows us everything about the process of photosynthesis. Okay, so when we take a closer look at it, we come to know that there are roots at the bottom. Now, what do roots help us in? They firmly hold the plant in the soil. The roots are the ones which firmly hold the plant in the soil. These roots also absorb water from the soil. Yes, and through the tiny tubes transport it to the stem and then to the leaves. Yes. So the water is absorbed by the roots and the stem transports it to the leaves. Yes, everyone's clear? Now the stem holds the leaf in such a way that they absorb maximum energy from the sun. Can you see that? It's absorbing maximum energy. So roots absorb the water, stems transfer the water from the roots to the leaves, and the leaves are held in a manner that they absorb maximum energy from the sun. Yes? Now a leaf is a very important part of the plant. Photosynthesis, that is the ultimate provider of food and oxygen, occurs in the leaf. Okay, now this occurs in the leaf. Now a leaf consists of a flat thin lamina, that's the upper part, okay, which is joined to the stem by a petiole. Yes, can you see the petiole? So from the stem there's a small protruding thing and then comes the leaf. That small protruding thing is called the petiole. Very good. The flattened lamina provides large surface area for trapping sunlight. Now let's look at a cross section of the leaf that shows the upper and the lower layers of cells, which are flat and irregular. Below the upper layer is the layer of tightly held cells. Okay, tightly held and tightly packed cells. Now these cells have specialized organelles called chloroplast. Okay, these are called chloroplasts. Now, why are chloroplasts important? Chloroplasts are important because they contain the pigment called chlorophyll, which gives green color to the leaf. Next to this layer are loosely arranged cells which have large air spaces. Can you see the large air spaces? Yes? Very good. Now this section also shows tubes specific for transporting the water into the leaves. Can you see these tubes? They transport the water into the leaves. Now let's look at the lower section. Okay, the lower layer has many pores called the stomata. This is a stomata. Now a leaf absorbs carbon dioxide from the environment through these stomatas, which after passing through air spaces enter into the chlorophyll containing cell. Okay, and also let me tell you one more thing. The stomata is guarded by two openings. Okay, it has an opening, right? It's guarded on both the sides. Two guard cells are there. Okay, they regulate the opening and the closing of the stomata. Okay, now stomata absorbs the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, okay, and passes it through the air spaces into the chlorophyll containing cells. Can you see it? It's getting into the chlorophyll containing cells. That is the chloroplast. Both water and carbon dioxide molecules are finally absorbed by the chloroplast. Clear up to here? Okay. These chloroplasts have the capacity of trapping energy from sunlight. This energy is used to synthesize glucose and oxygen. So let's break it down here. It's a little tricky, but you all will understand. Now, when water and carbon dioxide is absorbed by chloroplast, what pigment does chloroplast have? Chlorophyll, correct. Very good. So these chloroplasts, these cells, chloroplasts, they absorb water and they absorb the carbon dioxide. And they also trap the sunlight, correct? Now this sunlight helps them to synthesize it. Now when they are synthesizing, obviously they'll give out something as well, right? So in this process, when they are absorbing the sunlight, what is happening? It's synthesizing and producing two important things. What is it? First is glucose and second is oxygen. Can you see it? It is providing glucose and oxygen. Yes, from what two things? From carbon dioxide and water in the presence of sunlight, which helps them in synthesizing it. Very good. Now the oxygen and glucose molecules diffuse out of chloroplast. If they've come in, they can obviously go out too. Correct? Yes? Okay, now what's going to happen? Now, both of these are very important. Correct? Glucose, if we have made glucose and if we have made oxygen, both of them are very important. Now let's see what happens. So glucose is transported through other specialized tubes to all the parts of the plant, aiding in its growth. Now, what do you mean by aiding in its growth? It helps in the growth of the plant. So glucose is what acts as food for the plant. Remember, we told photosynthesis is a process by which plants make their own food. So what is the food? It is nothing but glucose. Okay. And what about oxygen then? The oxygen present in the air spaces diffuse out through the stomata. So if stomata is taking in carbon dioxide, it is also giving out oxygen. But there's a catch over here. In the daytime, it absorbs the carbon dioxide and it gives out oxygen. But during night time, it gives out carbon dioxide. So you all may have heard, parents telling you all not to sleep under the tree during night. Why? It is because of this reason, because it gives out carbon dioxide during night. And during day, it absorbs the carbon dioxide and gives out oxygen. Clear? Okay. So during photosynthesis, oxygen is given as a life-sustaining gaseous component in the atmosphere, while glucose or food is transported to all parts of the body and is used for growth. Can you see it's being transported to all parts of the body? It is definitely made in the leaves, okay? But leaves do transport the glucose to other parts of the body. Why? Because we grow together, right? Now, if you're having food, is it that only one hand is getting all the energy? No, it's being distributed throughout your body. Similarly, leaves make the food for plants, but it is distributed throughout the plant. Okay, so if I need to explain it in one short bit, like to summarize everything, green plants can make their own food by the process of photosynthesis. They absorb water from the roots and pass it on to the leaves, and also the stomata that is present on the lower part of the leaf absorbs the carbon dioxide, and it also absorbs sunlight. And what does it do? Sunlight helps in synthesizing and producing glucose and oxygen. Glucose acts as the food for the plant. Okay, now this food is transported throughout the plant. And what happens to the oxygen? Oxygen is given out again through stomata. During the daytime, they take in carbon dioxide and give out oxygen. But during the night time, it gives out carbon dioxide. Clear? Was this easy? Good job, everybody. So I think it's time for our first quiz. What I'm going to do is I'm going to post the link in the chat section and in the comment section on YouTube. All you need to do is click on the link and get started. I'm giving you all 2 minutes. All the best, guys. Okay, so let's see who's going to perform well in today's class. I hope you have got the concept clearly, because that's more important. Yes? Good job, everybody. Very good. So we have only 5 questions, and they are pretty easy if you all understood the concept clearly. And I hope you all understood it clearly. So let's see. They're just a little technical terms which you all will get familiar to as you all keep revising it. But overall, it's easy, so you all don't have to worry about it. Is everyone done? I think we're almost up with our 2 minutes. Just give me a thumbs up, all those who are done. I'll just have a look. Okay, almost everyone's done. Okay, all those who are left, I'll just give you a few seconds more. I think you all will be able to complete it. And then we discuss the quiz, of course. Okay, shall we discuss it? Yes, let's go ahead. Okay, can everyone see my screen? Yes, let's go ahead. Okay, transportation of water is done by stem, roots, leaves. Leaves do not transport water. They are the ones which have chloroplast in it. They absorb the water. Roots are, they help in making the food with the help of water. Roots are the ones which absorb the water from the soil, and stems are the one which transports the water from the roots to the leaves. So transportation of water is done by stems. Good job, everybody. This was pretty easy. I hope everyone got it right. Next, the outcome of photosynthesis is food only, food and oxygen, oxygen only. So we've learned this. It makes glucose and oxygen. So glucose acts as food for the plant, whereas oxygen is given out as the life-sustaining gaseous compound by the plant. So it is food and oxygen. This was also easy, I guess. Good job. Next, where can you find chloroplast in leaf? Upper layer, mid layer, or lower layer? So stomata is present in the lower layer. Mid layer has huge air spaces. So upper layer is the one which has chloroplast, okay, which has the pigment chlorophyll, which gives green color to the leaf. So it is in the upper layer. If you all have seen the cross section properly while I was explaining, you all would have got this. This was easy, but it was more of memory game. Good job. Next. Okay, plants produce dash in the day and produce dash in the night. Okay, so this is again easy. I had explained it. So if you'll remember it, plants produce oxygen in the day. They absorb carbon dioxide and produce oxygen in the day, whereas they produce carbon dioxide at night. Carbon dioxide is also known as CO2. So they produce oxygen in the day and CO2 in the night. Yes, this was also easy. I had explained it to you all. Okay, stomatas are present in the lower portion of the leaf, the roots, the upper portion of the leaf. Okay, the upper portion of the leaves have chloroplast, that is the chloropigment, the cells which contain chlorophyll pigment. So definitely don't have stomatas. Roots only absorb water. The lower portion of the leaves have stomatas which takes in carbon dioxide and gives out oxygen during the day. So it is lower portion of the leaves. So I think this was a pretty easy quiz for y'all. Yes? Okay, so I have something more interesting for y'all. Would you all like to go ahead with it? Yes, shall we start? So it is an experiment that we are going to perform, and y'all are going to learn how to make oxygen at home. Yes, isn't that very interesting? How to make oxygen at home? Okay, so let's get started. I'm just going to share it with y'all. Can you all see it? Yes? Okay. Let's go to the material list. You need a plant, you need a beaker, conical flask, test tube, water, and we are also going to draw something. So we will be needing an A4 size paper, pen, pencil, sketch pen, razor, whatever you all have. Stationery is your department. Okay. So we are going to be performing the photosynthesis experiment so that you all can watch it happening live. Yes, are you all excited? Okay, I hope you all are ready with all your materials. Yes, shall we continue? Okay, let's go ahead. So we are going to watch the video. Now, before we start the video, let me just tell you all, photosynthesis is something that takes time. So even though we perform the experiment right now, do not expect the results immediately. It will take at least 15 minutes to half an hour for you all to have the same result as us. Okay, might be even longer. Okay, because depends on the amount of sunlight your plant is receiving. So do not get disheartened. You all will experience the same results, but it might take a little longer. Okay, so let's go through it once and then we will do it together. Let's watch it once first. Okay, so what we are going to do is we are going to make this oxygen generator. Yes, it's a small oxygen generator. And how do we know whether there is oxygen or no? Yes, fire burns only in oxygen. So that's the way we are going to test it. Okay, so we are going to take a beaker, put some plant, cover it with a conical funnel, and then put a test tube on it so that there's no water. Slowly and steadily, water will rise in the test tube, but it will start decreasing because oxygen gas is going to get collected. Okay, now when will oxygen get collected? When photosynthesis is taking place. Okay, So gradually the water level keeps declining and there will only be oxygen in it. Can you see? Now we take it out and we put something in. Can you see it's burning? It will burn only till the time there is oxygen in it. And a test tube is very small, so oxygen is also going to be very little. Okay, so let's make this apparatus for us. Okay, so we are going to make this the exact same thing that we are seeing. It's going to take time for photosynthesis to take place, but you'll need to be patient. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let's take a beaker. Yes, and not necessarily an aquatic plant. You can keep any plant inside it. Done? Yes. Okay, let's continue. Now you need to take a conical flask and put it upside down, a funnel type thing, upside down, and make sure you fill it with water. Even if you have a baking soda mix, that would also do, or water. Once you've done that, can you see how they're holding the test tube? Inverted but covered so that water does not directly enter. Okay, inverted but covered, dip it inside water and then remove your thumb. Have a close look at it. Dip it inside water, then remove it, and then put it on the upper part of the conical tube. Now over here we've just said 15 minutes because we're exposing it to the sunlight immediately. Okay, but if you do not have sufficient sunlight at the moment, it is okay. You can do this again tomorrow because you need sunlight for photosynthesis to take place. Okay, so now what's going to happen is water is going to get accumulated in the test tube, but slowly the water will start getting replaced by oxygen. Can you see the water level is reducing slowly and it's being replaced by oxygen? Yes, that's because the plant is performing photosynthesis and it is generating oxygen. Can you see the test tube is now almost full of gas? So we're going to remove it, and can you see the fire burning? The fire burns only when there is oxygen in it. If we cut the oxygen supply, there will be no fire. If you have attended our previous classes, you will know because we performed multiple experiments on this to prove this. Yes? Okay. Do not remove it right now. Your plant will take time to synthesize glucose and oxygen. That means to perform photosynthesis. And photosynthesis can only be performed if there is sufficient sunlight. So if you all don't have sunlight now, you all can do it tomorrow. And make sure you all send us nice pictures of it, okay? Because they're going to act as your submissions and your entries. And you don't have to worry because we give you all 2 days span to do it. So you all can perform it tomorrow and send it to us. Yes? Okay, let's go ahead. Okay, the next thing is quiz. Okay, before we enter the quiz section, let me just explain one more thing to you all. When you don't put a plant inside, there will be no gas collected in the test tube because there is no photosynthesis taking place. Photosynthesis is only possible when there's a plant. If there is no plant, no reaction taking place, obviously there's going to be no gas that's going to be collected. Another thing, if you do not expose it to sunlight, again, no photosynthesis will take place. Plant won't be able to make its own food and it will die. Even if you cover it with a cloth and you don't expose it to sunlight, it's again going to die. It is very, very important for the plant to be exposed to sunlight so that it can make its own food and produce oxygen. Clear? If you all don't get oxygen, will you all be able to breathe? No, right? Similarly, if the plant does not get sunlight, it won't be able to live. Clear? Okay, so it's quiz time. I'm going to post the link in the chat section and in the comment section on YouTube. All you need to do is click on the link and go and get started. Yes? So I'll give you 2 minutes to complete the quiz and then we'll discuss it. Yes? Good job. Go ahead. I just want to see how well you all have understood. That's my only concern. And if you all have understood it, you all will be able to perform it very well. And this quiz is small. You'll have only 4 questions. So let's see how well you'll do it. Okay, are we done? Give me a thumbs up, all those who are done. Okay, okay. Okay, I'll just give a few seconds more. This is easy, guys. You'll have only 4 questions. Okay, never mind. I'll give you all a few seconds more. Okay, are we done, guys? Yes? Okay, let's go ahead. So I'm going to share my screen and we're going to perform the quiz together. Can you all see my screen? Yes? Okay, let's get started. In the above experiment, which gas is released? Okay, is it carbon dioxide, ozone or oxygen? Okay, definitely not carbon dioxide because carbon dioxide is absorbed by the plants. There was no mention of ozone in this. So which gas is released during photosynthesis? Oxygen. Very good. Next question. If the plant is removed from the above experiment, which gas will be collected in test tube? Okay, so if there is no plant, that means no photosynthesis, neither will carbon dioxide be absorbed nor oxygen is going to be made and released. So there's going to be no gas collection and ozone is out of the picture. So no gas collection. I think it was pretty easy. Okay. If the same experiment is done at night, which gas will be collected in the test tube? Remember when I was explaining the process of photosynthesis, I told you during the daytime, carbon dioxide is absorbed and oxygen is released. But during the night time, carbon dioxide is released. So which gas will be collected in the test tube at night? It will be CO2. Very good. Good job. This was a tricky one. Let me see how many of you got it right. Now, what do you think will happen if the entire jar is painted with black color? Okay, there's a mistake, spelling error. Okay, so when it's painted with black color, now, if it's painted with black color, that means no sunlight can come. That means no photosynthesis. If no photosynthesis, the plant cannot produce its own food, and that's why the plant will die. Okay, clear everybody? So that's it. We had only 4 questions and good job, everybody. One last thing we have for today, and that is we are going to draw a diagram. So you'll get your stationery together because we are going to perform, we are going to draw it and draw the way we perform the experiment. So is everyone ready? Can I share my screen? Okay. So let's start with all the details that we need to fill. Write your name, today's date, what grade you are in, and name of the school. Yes, go ahead and do that. Good job. And also write the experiment we are performing. So write photosynthesis. Yes, let's do that quickly and then we'll go ahead. Also, let me tell you all the procedure for submissions till you are doing this. So to get your certificates, you'll need to attend all 4 science classes and you'll also need to submit them. Only if I receive your submissions will you get your certificates. So make sure you'll attend your classes and submit them. You'll have 2 days span to send in your entries and then I'm going to select top 10. I'm going to feature it on the website. So it can be any one of yours. So make sure you'll submit it. Yes, good job, guys. Okay, has everyone completed writing their details? Yes, okay, let's go ahead. Let's draw a rectangular box. You can draw a table, a beaker, a plant, an inverted funnel, and a test tube. Okay, now this is the water level, but inside the test tube it's going to be higher. Bubbles are important because this is indicating that the plant is performing photosynthesis and oxygen is being collected up. So do draw your bubbles, okay? And don't forget to label it. And of course, if you want, you can color it. I would love to see beautiful diagrams, and I know you're going to draw very well, so I have no worries about it. Let's quickly draw it. Yes, but make sure you submit your entries. I want to see each one of yours. Yes. And also do complete performing your experiment. You all can perform it today. If there is no sunlight, make sure you'll do it tomorrow morning and experience the photosynthesis that happens in plants. And I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. Yes? Good job. I hope you all understood the process. Okay, so there is someone in the chat who's asking, who's a little confused regarding the gases. Okay, let me just explain it. During the process of photosynthesis, roots, you can continue drawing. Roots absorb water. The water from the roots is transported to the leaves through the stem. Now, leaves also absorb carbon dioxide through the stomata, which is present in the lower layer of the leaf. The upper layer of the leaf has chloroplast. Now, chloroplast cells have a pigment called chlorophyll. Chlorophyll gives the green color to the leaf. They also absorb sunlight. Okay, now in the presence of water and carbon dioxide and sunlight, sunlight helps in synthesizing the water and carbon dioxide and generating glucose and oxygen. Glucose is the food for plants, and oxygen is released into the atmosphere through stomata. Now the doubt was, which gas is released when? During the daytime, the plants absorb CO2, that is carbon dioxide, and release oxygen. But during the night time, it releases carbon dioxide. Clear? Is the doubt clear? Very good. Good job. I hope you are done. Okay, I can see beautiful drawings. Very good, everybody. Good job. 1 second. I'll just check all of yours. Good job. Very good. Okay, so all those who have completed, very good. Do send in your entries, and you'll have 2 days span to send in your entries, so no worries at all. And those who haven't, take your time. You have 2 days. You can complete the drawing and send it in. Yes, I would be really excited to see all your entries. Yes. Okay, so I hope you'll enjoy today's class, and I'll see you in the next class. Don't forget to call your friends. Yes. Bye.
Hi everyone, we are excited to have you here in today's fun-filled learning session at YOLO. Here is a quick look at how you can submit your work after the class. As a first step, go to live.yolo.com. You can use any browser to access this site. On this page, you will see a list of all our classes. Scroll down and you can see the Submit Your Work button. And then you will see a list of the classes that you've last attended, which could, for example, show the dance or craft or science experiment classes you've attended recently. Next, it will show you the list of children whose names are registered in this mobile number. Choose your name from this list to submit your work. For instance, if you are Satvik Kumar, choose that name. And then choose the class for which you would like to make your submission. For example, if you've attended the New Year's Masquerade Party session and you'd like to make the submission for this class, click on the Submit Your Work button below that. And then upload the photo you've taken. Choose the image from your phone and click Submit. You can scroll down and view all your past submissions and see how many of your friends or peers have liked your work. You can also see others' work and like their work to inspire your friends. If you want to showcase your work on social media, that too is very simple. Click on Share, copy the link and post it on Instagram or Facebook or any other platform of your choice. Just a tiny reminder, Your submission looks a lot better if you could click a photo in the landscape mode rather than the portrait mode. Do not forget to tag us at YOLO_app. I'm eagerly looking forward to all your submissions right after this class.